everyone. I'm Rochelle Chernowski. This is Shell Point Today for Tuesday, December 17th. On today's show, we talk to our massage therapist, Robert Bessette, about the benefits of massage at the Shell Point Salon and Spa. We also introduce you to Bill and Joan Schlackman, who worked in England for 30 years in the field of psychological market research. But first, our week of amazing musical programs continues tonight. If you love handbells, then you get a special treat this evening. The Southwest Florida Handbell Ensemble visit Shell Point for a wonderful variety of internationally themed Christmas carols. Their free performance starts tonight at 6:45 p.m. in the Social Center on the island, and all are welcome. Then it's the brass players' turn, except they are taking their show on the road. Shell Point brass players will be caroling from court to court this week by golf cart, visiting all the courts at Shell Point. They start tonight at 6 p.m. at Macoma and will make their way along the riverfront, arriving at Teledora at 6:15, Nautilus at 6:30, Royal Bonnet at 6:45, Periwinkle at 7, Coquina at 7:15, and Junonia at 7:30. They'll visit the rest of the island tomorrow, and the Woodlands and Eagles Preserve on Friday. Of course, Thursday night is our reserved night for the climax of our Christmas music specials, a visit from the Four Freshmen. Their unique blend of four-part vocal harmony and instrumental jazz is unmistakable and even more memorable at Christmas time. The Four Freshmen perform at Shell Point this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. in the church auditorium, so get your tickets today. We're doing our best here at Shell Point to make your holiday a lively time, but it can also be a stressful time. Now, how do you overcome the stress and fatigue of planning for the holidays? Well, we happen to have the perfect remedy for stress, right in the Shell Point Salon and Spa. Robert Bessette is one of our massage therapists who can offer everything from a quick, relaxing chair massage to a luxurious full treatment, even traveling to offer massages in your home. We asked Robert about the many ways massage can benefit you.
Hi, my name is Robin Church, and I'm here in the Island Salon in the massage room, which is really one of my favorite rooms in the salon. This is a room that is all about relaxing and wellness and getting to feel better. And I'm here with Robert Bessette, who is one of our massage therapists, very talented gentleman. And we're going to discuss today a little bit about the benefits of massage and how it can help you and your to age better and age with grace. So Robert, tell us a little bit about the benefits of massage.
Well, massage is very beneficial. There's a few different things that it can help with. It helps with the joint mobility that you have. It increases the circulation and the lymph. It improves that as well. It just helps with the overall wellness of your body, anti-stress, and it also helps with your immune system as well. It promotes a good immune system, and that everybody needs.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about how it's different, how the blood kind of works in the body as opposed to the lymphatic system.
Well, they work together. Massage isn't all about just rubbing muscles. It's also moving that blood and lymph around. For instance, blood is controlled by a pump, and it is on a loop system where the pump is moving the blood, okay?
Sure.
However, lymph is on a open-end system, so to speak. And what you have to do is you have to manually move that fluid. It doesn't have a pump working it like the blood system does.
Sure.
So when you're moving that lymph, that helps exit any toxins and things that don't need it. It helps filter and clean out your blood as well.
Okay.
So you have to manually do that. The heart's not doing it on its own.
Okay, so that's where massage is helpful, to move that lymph around to get it to exit.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's why water becomes so important, isn't it?
Yes, drinking plenty of water, especially after a massage. We hear everywhere we go, drink lots of water, drink lots of water. However, after massage, it's very beneficial because of the fact we've loosened up the toxins in your body. You have toxins that are floating around in your body after the blood, into the blood after the massage. And the only way to get rid of those toxins is through urination, through flushing out, drinking plenty of water.
Right.
So it's important the day of the massage and even the next day after to continue drinking water to flush out those toxins.
I can say that I myself have been having a half-hour massage most of the time every week, and I have noticed a big improvement in just how I feel, and my joints are looser, and I have a lot of those knots that settle in my shoulders and in my neck. What are those knots, those hard balls that you tend to rub on when...
Well, a lot of times, Robin, those knots, they're not necessarily muscles that are bound up. A lot of times I call them crunchies. What they are is it's a combination of lactic acid that's in your body, metabolism waste, muscle waste. For instance, when you exercise or work out a lot, your muscles create a waste. And also the toxins from the food and drink that we have. It all kind of accumulates and keeps building and building in those areas, and what that does is that it just slows down the blood flow of the blood with the nutrients getting to those muscles. It just slows the flow down, and it just gives you...
I know when we first started working on them, they were much more fixed and stuck where they were, and now they move around, which is nice, and eventually hopefully we'll get rid of them. But it really feels good even just to work on that, which a lot of people have. So really, to summarize everything that we've talked about, Robert, and how even massage affects myself, it's really just an overall general wellness practice. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, yes. It just helps with the general relaxation. You don't necessarily have to have one of these symptoms to need a massage. It helps out with stress. It just helps you sleep better. I mean, there's a lot of beneficial properties of the massage as opposed to just fixing something.
Sure. Well, if you would like to experience a wonderful massage here at the Island Salon and Spa, just give us a call at 489-8400. And again, this is Robert Bessette, and I thank him for joining us today.
We have 2 year-end events happening tomorrow that you need to know about. Women's Ministries is hosting their global outreach tomorrow with a theme, Christmas Around the World. Both men and women are all welcome to the free event, but you do need to reserve a seat because refreshments are being served. Visit or call the church office at 454-2147 for your free tickets for tomorrow's event, starting at 10:15 in the Village Church. Also tomorrow, the Legacy Foundation is offering its year-end wrap-up for 2013. Jason Scoggins and David Moreland from UBS Financial Services will offer some perspective on the year that was, as well as an outlook on the markets for 2014. The Legacy Foundation's year-end wrap-up happens tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Reserve your seat by calling the Island Service Desk at 454-2282 or the Woodland Service Desk at 454-2054. Following markets can be a tricky field. Some people even use psychology to get a leg up. That's what we learned from Bill and Joan Schlackman, one of our more memorable ShellPoint TV profiles from 2013. They represent the best of both worlds from both the United States and England. Joan was born in England but met her husband while living in New York. Bill was born in New York but after marrying his British bride, moved to England for 30 years. Bill was a pioneer of psychological market research, which examines the mindset of consumers so companies can better know what products to offer them. Let's learn more about this intercontinental couple.
I was born in the Bronx, but my childhood was spent in Brooklyn, New York. We lived through the Depression, of course, which left a very strong impression on me. And I remember, for example, coming home and all our furniture was in the street. And that was because my father couldn't pay the rent. He didn't have the money. So it was a real difficult time during the Depression. I was at public school in Brooklyn, and then I went to a high school in Brooklyn, Samuel J. Tilden in Flatbush, New York. And then I went to Brooklyn College, and then I got a master's degree in City College and specializing in clinical psychology.
I was born in London, and we lived in London until the war, and then my father evacuated us with our parents to the countryside about 40 miles from London in the hope that we'd be safe. We lost our home. Our home was landmined. My parents rented a big house with about 6 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and practically everyone my mother grew up with found us and knocked on our door when the air raid started, and so our house was always full, people sleeping everywhere, but mostly in the cellar. There was a cellar to the house, and every night we'd all get in our pajamas and dressing gowns, go down to the cellar and sleep in chairs. My childhood was checkered by the war, and life was difficult. I was a designer. I had quite a reputation at the time. I was probably one of the youngest designers at the time of Mary Quant, who was a very well-known name. I came for a vacation. I decided to stay, and I tried to get a job, but it was very difficult. I got a temporary job at Lord & Taylor, and the first counter they put me on was the apron counter, which I thought was an insult, but they didn't know anything about me, so I was lucky to get a job. And the aprons, it was Christmas time, and they gave me a pile of aprons that were made of black tulle, and they had little Christmas trees and bells on them. So I thought I'd make it exciting. I modelled them, and I stood behind the counter and shook myself, did the shimmy so that the bells all rang. And I sold a tremendous amount of aprons. People came in and asked for the little British girl.
I had a friend who wanted to go to a social event at the Temple Emmanuel in Manhattan.
I went back to my apartment that night and wrote to England to my parents, and I said, "Tonight I met a man I'd like to get to know better." And here he is.
I'm flattered. We got married probably within 3 months of me first meeting her. The company I was working for, I eventually became a vice president in that company, and he sent me over to be the managing director of that unit in the UK. Basically, what we were doing is indicating what the key factors were that attracted people to different products that we were studying. And this kind of information was very helpful in developing merchandising and marketing and advertising. Take something like selling automobiles. We did a study, and we found, for example, that young men wanted to have convertibles. They wanted something racy and sporty. But once they got married and got kids, they were frustrated because it was not practical to have that kind of vehicle. So what we suggested to the Ford Motor Company, they produce a car that looked like a convertible, but wasn't a convertible. That would make it practical from the view, but they'd be able to get the satisfaction that they're having a racy, sporty car. And this gave rise to the hardtop convertible. For example, I think there was a Betty Crocker cake mix. Now, interestingly, in those days, homemakers felt very guilty about buying something in a pack and stirring it up with some water and creating a cake, because that was, taking the easy way out, and they weren't being good mothers and good homemakers. So we told them to add an egg.
And remember, those fresh eggs added to Betty Crocker cake mixes help give that special homemade goodness.
Give them compensation so they feel less guilty about serving and using that kind of product. In England, I was among the first people to introduce these kinds of methodologies into advertising and marketing.
People didn't know how to take him at first, you know. But then they regarded him as, well, he's an American. You know, what do you expect?
So that's very, very true. You know, at that time in England, there was very much a class system, you know, and people who were from the working class and from Whitechapel and these downgraded areas, you know, they were looked down upon. They didn't know that this guy is a low-class jerk from Brooklyn. No, they said, he's a Yank. So they forgive me, you know. And the important thing, of course, I was able to mingle with, in the English hierarchical social structure from the top to the bottom.
We even ate with the Duke of Edinburgh and sat with him at his table, which was amazing to me.
From 1958 until about 1990, something like that, I worked in the UK.
We were younger and it was exciting and it was really a very good life. Bill is far more...
far more British than you are.
I became more Americanized. We're newcomers.
Yes, we're relatively new to Shell Point altogether. We had a home on Sanibel.
We made so many friends on Sanibel and in the surrounding area, and they're all here.
A lot of them.
We all aged at the same time.
They refer to this place as Sanibel North. It has so much facility in terms of activity and so on that this is, for us, a really wonderful environment.
Coming up, it's time to cover all of Tuesday's happenings from Resort Services. Then stay tuned for your menu choices and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome everyone. Today it is Tuesday and we're here with the Shell Point Happening segment. My name's Leslie Brand and I'm here with Mary Franklin, and today we're going to tell you about the activities that are going on this fabulous day. We're going to start bright and early at 7:15 with the Health Connections, the Then Breathe and Balance at the Health Club, Round Robin Men's Doubles Tennis at 8 o'clock at the tennis courts, Stamp Ministry at the Stamp Room at 8:15. Volunteers are welcome. And 8:30 we have Bocce at the Bocce Courts. Ladies Golf Association is also at 8:30. It's at the Shell Point Golf Club. And the Susie Q is going out for a dolphin and sightseeing tour at 9 o'clock. Sign up is required. At 9:15 is the Caregiver Support Group and Memory Care Group. It's on the second floor Rehab Center on the island. Sign up is required. We have open painting at 9:15 in the art studio. And at 9:30 is Match Play Mixed Doubles Tennis at the tennis courts. Through the Bible, it was a Bible study group at 10:15 in the Osprey Room. Caregiver Support Group and Memory Care Group again at 10:30. It's on the second floor Rehab Center on the island. Sign up is required. And the Susie Q is going out for lunch at Rum Runners at 11 o'clock. Sign-ups required. And lastly for this morning is at 11:45 a Health Connections, Living Healthy in the Osprey Room. Mary, take it away.
Thank you, Leslie. At 12:30, Mixed Progressive Bridge will be played in the game room of the Woodlands. And at 1:15, your options are Knitters Group, meeting in the Osprey Room, Shuffleboard outside the Resident Activity Center, the Rollicking Recorderists, gathering in the Tarpon Room, and the Women's Ministry Prayer Group, meeting in the Hospitality Room of the Village Church. Then the Stamp Ministry volunteers will be gathering in the Sabo Room at the Woodlands at 1:30. 2:45 is the time for Health Connections Balance and Mobility Training Level 2 in the Health Club. And at 6 o'clock, we have a wonderful performance by Shell Point residents. This is what makes this place a home. Christmas carols performed by the Shell Point Jazz Band. They will be coming around. They'll be at Macoma at 6, Teledora 6:15, Nautilus 6:30, Royal Bonnet 6:45, Periwinkle 7, Coquina at 7:15, and Genonia 7:30. And then if you want to stay in the spirit, head out to the Social Center at 6:45 for an amazing concert with the Southwest Florida Handbell Ensemble. It's really going to be a wonderful evening here at Shell Point. Well, that wraps up our day on Tuesday. Make sure to tune in tomorrow because there's a lot taking place tomorrow. I'm Mary Franklin with Leslie Brand. Make it a great day.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is roast beef with baked potatoes and mixed grilled vegetables. The dinner special is Pan Fresh Night for $11.95, and the soup of the day is cream of chicken. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy an Alpine chicken sandwich with fries for $7.25. The dinner special is meatloaf with mashed potatoes and baby carrots for $8.25. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Tuesday are veal piccata for $15.95 or T-bone steak for $19.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hello, I'm Dotty Morrison, and I'm here with Char Stemple. There's an event coming up very soon, and you're going to want to get your tickets. We're here to talk about that. Hi, Char. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. And I see that you've brought something to the show today to show us or me or everybody.
I have. You know, I have a nativity collection. Oh, it's up to about 50 now. Wow. In my one-bedroom apartment. But the ones I like particularly are ones that where the nativity set shows the culture. Oh. For example, this set over here, this is from Ecuador. And if you look at the back, there's a little pigtail that goes down the back. And I've seen Otavalo Indians in Ecuador that were dressed just like that.
Oh, that's great.
And right next to it, this is from Peru. And you can see inside that the little cap is just like the mountain people would wear in Peru. And of course, the llama for the setting is so important. This one over here you probably recognize because it's a part of a larger nativity that your son brought me from Hong Kong.
Right.
The people have the headdress of the Chinese people.
Old-time Chinese.
And what I like is this is the first nativity that I've ever had that has a water buffalo as part of the nativity. I love that.
Yeah.
And then this is a new one that I've received. It's made entirely of banana leaves. It's from the Congo. Wow. And beside being made of banana leaves, I love the fact that the three kings over here, they're wrapped in their traditional clothing, and they're carrying their gifts in sacks.
Oh, goodness.
So each one of these reflects the culture and reflects how the message of Christ's birth can be interpreted by the various cultures.
Exactly. And last year, I think at Global Outreach, we focused on Bethlehem, and we had a lot of nativity scenes made of the olive wood from there.
That's right, exactly. And this year's Global Outreach special December event is about what?
Christmas around the world.
Okay, good. So all of these cultures will be talked about. You know, I bet if you interviewed Shell Point residents and made a list of all the different places our residents have spent Christmas, it would be a very long list.
It would be long. And in fact, we're having some of the people who know about other cultures and Christmas at our event, and we couldn't possibly use everybody because we'd be sitting there too many days.
I bet not.
But it's very fascinating, the differences in how Christmas is celebrated.
So we're not just going to learn about places around the world. We're going to learn from people who've experienced Christmas in other cultures.
It's going to be quite a fast-paced program because it's going to include music from around the world. It will include people speaking little vignettes of their Christmases somewhere in the world. Okay. And one is going to be very special, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. Because I bet nobody here has ever heard of that place where we're going to talk about.
Well, that sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it will be.
Now, if I want to come, I need to get my free tickets this week, right?
You should get
because we're going to have wonderful food.
We're having food from around the world. Oh, basically, it's all made here in locally, but we're putting foreign names on it. Okay. No, it's kind of going to be kind of interesting food.
Oh, fun.
And also, we are going to include one little segment to remind us of the real world about how the Syrian refugees will probably experience Christmas.
Oh, that'll be intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay. So this week I need to go to the church office, pick up my free tickets, and invite all my friends. And this is for men and women.
That's
anyone
right.
who's interested in this topic.
That's right.
It's always an exciting event. And the problem is we always fill up, don't we?
We fill up, and we're going to be at tables in the church.
Okay.
So we need to know who's coming early.
So we shouldn't wait to the last minute.
That's right. And I was also going to say that although we advertise that we start at 10:15, that's the start of the program, and everybody should come by 10 o'clock because then you can get your refreshments and have them at the table and be ready when the program does start.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful event. It always is.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah. So go to the church office, get your free tickets, invite all your friends, and plan to be with us on Wednesday, December 18th at 10:15, but come early for refreshments, and meet us in the church auditorium for this special December Global Outreach event. See you there.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we talk to a master craftsman, Johannes Tisver, and see his award-winning wood carvings. We'll also talk to Bob Bayers, a server in the Palm Grill who worked as a musician in the earliest days of Disney World. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Tuesday, December 17th. I'm Rochelle Chernowski. From all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.